Hey everyone, I'll be there in a sec. I just realized I forgot my mouse. 1 second. Hello there. Hopefully you can hear me. It looks like we're getting sound. Let me just move it over here. Just gotta turn down the music a pinch. There we go. Might be a little bit too quiet. There we go. Whatever. Close enough. It's too loud. You guys can let me know. Hopefully it's quieter than it was last time. Okay. Let me just put the scene on let's get the show on the road. Bam! Hey everyone! Welcome to Script Unscripted. Yeah, so today is episode 2, or level 2 as I like to call it. I'm just going to bring up the old YouTubes here, and we're going to see how things are coming along. Let's make sure everything's still running. Things seem to be going well. Cool. This. And we'll just say hello into the chat. Hello there. Chat. Alright, there. Talked into the chat as to get its things kicking off. It's got a text message. I got a backup tech support person watching. Volume is good. Thank you, hidden support person. I won't say who you are. Your secret is safe with me. Okay, awesome. Okay. So that being said, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so let's get to this here. Welcome to the Script Unscripted. This is an experiment that I do with live chat and live coding on screen. So what we do is what I do a lot of the time is I end up tinkering a lot with some code, different ideas, and I do that generally in the evening. So I thought, why not live stream that to everybody? So this is what this show is. It's just an experiment in content production and just seeing how things go. But anyway, our current thing here that we're doing is an adventure with Cordova. So that being said, level one was last week, where we just kind of warmed up to it. I'll kind of walk through what we did there real quick. Because, like I said, this thing has no real script. That's the whole point. I have an idea. I forgot my notebook. It's upstairs. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of... This is just kind of... I have kind of an idea of what I want to get done over the course of the next hour or so. And that's about it. That's all we end up doing, is kind of tinkering with that until we feel as though things are moving. So what we ended up doing last time was kind of getting the basic Hello World example going. Now, why the Hello World example? Well, the goal was to really just create a Cordova app that would run on that's single code base, multiple platforms. Native apps, so Windows 8, we got Windows 8, Windows Phone 8, and Android, so we can do that easily. On top of that, I know we've found out that if we did all this. We installed it. We got it all installed. So let me drag this thing over into the shared window space. If I go here, I can show you that we have Cordova, and I do platforms. Hopefully you guys can read that. You can always increase the font if needed. I also have Zoom it installed now. I got a little bit more prep this time. You know, it's all an experiment. Well, I was thinking here. We should probably what do we add here? Oh, CD. We want to go into the COM example. Then Cordova Platforms. So you can see here we got installed platforms, browser, Windows, and Windows Phone 8. And then if I go off and say, if I do, what do we do here? We do Cordova. I can do this live because I didn't actually set this up before. Platforms, add Android. While we were off camera, I set up Android a little bit better, the whole SDK, and got that working with Java. So we can add this, and then, just I'm thinking we'll be able to run this. So I can actually use my single code base that you can see here in brackets behind me and behind the command line window here. You can see I have different platforms built, and I have a single code base which is all in here. And we just made it. We just took the default example and we started just tinkering with it. So I changed the header. We used the default setup, and that was pretty much it. We're G to G after that. So let's go back to our command line here. Project successfully created. So let's just, you can see my Android thing. I zoom in on that. Android got created up there. So that's awesome. Let's just get out of that. And then we keep going here. So let's give it a shot. Let's see if it works live. That's the whole point. Script unscripted, doing things live. Crazy sauce. Cordova platform or emulator. We want to build Android. Let it think and do its thing. Hypothetically, this should just work, and then we can actually emulate it. There we go. Look at that go. Ooh, it's doing all kinds of fun stuff. Sweet. And while we're waiting for this thing to build, just so you guys know, there's actually a live chat window in YouTube. So if you want to add some comments or anything like that, feel free to add them to the chat. It's always appreciated. Also, on top of that, I actually have my phone set up so that it would actually make noise. That was kind of the point. So I can actually respond to some tweets if you guys have any comments or questions or feedback. Because like I said, this is an experiment. So always feel free to send me some feedback. It's all good. Constructive if possible, but I realize that sometimes constructive feedback is difficult. Those of you watching know who I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just kidding. This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would, but that's okay. I can always just open up this, and in the meantime, we'll do Cordova emulate Windows Go. Oh, we gotta, yeah, sorry. There we go. And then we do up, enter. And here we go. Look at it, think again. This should actually pop up a Windows 8 app, and I'll see if I can share it. Last time I believe it worked. I don't remember. I did an edit of the last one. But yeah, ultimately we ended up getting this nice little screenshot where we had the Windows 8 app snapped in, we had the browser application running in IE, and then we had the Windows Phone 8 emulator running. And I hopefully would have the IE or the Android one running as well, but then I had botched my Java install, and I wasn't going to bore everyone on live stream with a really boring live stream install or Java install. No one needs to live stream that. That's fine. You'll figure it out if you really need it. So there's thinking about it. All right, let's just check the other one here. That one's done too. Good. So we'll just show you the emulation, and then we're going off the seat of our pants here. So the plan for this episode, if I get into that, is actually to focus on the idea of responsive design. So I was starting to tinker with the APIs and the documentation, stuff like that. And I realized one of the things it says to do with the Cordova app is you're talking about an HTML client, right? So HTML page with JavaScript and all that kind of fun. Now, the challenge is clearly that you're going to make a single page application that runs on a browser, and it also runs on a native device. You need to kind of get it all working together. Now, I got some feedback. Oh, here we go. Sweet. Let's just flop this over into this screen. There you go. There is our Groovy app. Device is awesome. And I can run this in. Let's see if we can run the Android one while we're at it. Cordova Emulate Android. I've never done this before, so this could go wrong. But that's the great thing about Script Unscripted. You don't know what's gonna happen, yo. That's what great presentations are. At least the ones that you don't pay a couple $1,000 to walk into the conference. If you're walking into a conference and then someone's all like, hey, I'm going to do this live and not think about it, you better be pretty great at your presentation, or it better go perfectly well. Otherwise, I would be, moderately upset with my use of an hour and a bit on that. Anyway, bringing it back to what we want to do, we kind of explored a bunch of the different plugins models, the different things that are actually around for that. Some of the conditions, is single page application in HTML and JavaScript, and there's plugins that you have to end up leveraging and different things like that. So before we got to that point, I kind of was going down the line of, what we'll do, we'll wire it up, because you need to worry about offline access, you need to worry about all kinds of stuff. Here we go. It's running out of Galaxy Nexus, it says. We'll see what happens if it actually loads up. With that, we also want to make sure we, I think about doing the plugins and all that kind of stuff. From there, I started thinking about that off camera and going, what's the point of having this functional piece if I can't make a UI out of it? Because again, this is me experimenting. This is me playing around with new ideas and new code and stuff like that. Now, I am an analyst and I do code whenever I can, and I keep up to date on it. Now, actually doing the work, generally I have someone helping me whenever I'm doing any kind of code-related work. I'm doing a bit of the UI, or I'm doing a bit of this, or part of that, or whatever. So in this case, I'm doing the whole thing. And, to say that I'm 100% super confident with Cordova and responsive web design, I'd be a liar. I know I should be doing it, and I know that I want to be doing it, but I really haven't gotten the chance to really get my hands really dirty with responsive web UI. So that's the plan, is to kind of build a single page application with a responsive web UI. Now, remember, we got to worry about desktop, we need to worry about phones, and and that's what we're going to focus on, because Windows 8 browser, and we need to worry about mobile device installed apps. So with that being said, that's the plan. Now, looking at some frameworks, I decided to go with Jquery Mobile because it actually is really easy, and I'm going with simplicity. We're not going for crazy complicated, we're not going for anything nuts yet. We're going to go with something that's simple, and that's the plan. So while this is loading, what we'll do, we'll actually bring up the Jquery Mobile site. Now, I started playing around with this a couple days ago. Now, given I haven't really practiced it, so we're going to be kind of jumping back and forth through a couple things, so you'll have to bear with me. But yeah, we are going to build this thing. Now, it's going to be a simple application. We're going with two pages, or two pages, whatever you want to call it. And they're going to be a video game database. I always like video games. There's not enough video game related things in presentation land, so we're going to do a small application that's video game related. It's just going to be show me a list of games, and then on the second page, I want to view the details of that game, kind of a master slave view set. That's whatever you want to call it. I think that's what it's called. So let's see if we got anything going here. Well, Android's still booting up. I'm going to just keep going because I don't want to wait for that to go. We'll look at it later. I'll close this for the meantime, and we're going to do that. And so looking at Jquery Mobile, we're going to kind of go through some of these examples. So if you want to code along, all we did, like I said, go to the Hello World example for Cordova. That's what we started with. And the second thing we did was really just kind of get it running on get our project going in this. Using just standard HTML, just whatever came out of the box. We're going to keep building on it. Now, one thing I'd like to stress is one of the things that I kind of try to practice with is being platform agnostic as much as possible. So I tend to avoid the Visual Studios and the Xcode and stuff like that because they run on individual platforms. Rather, I want to run most of my code or most of my development outside of those kind of constraints. So I'm using brackets as a fancy text editor. It's a little bit more than a text editor for sure. It's kind of development centric, but it's nice and it works well for HTML and JavaScript. And because I'm using a Windows PC, I'm limited to developing Windows-based apps or Android. And there's also Firefox OS and BlackBerry, but I'm not going to worry about those right now. And so with this, we're going to start just kind of cleaning this up. So the step one I want to do is I want to make a 2-page application. So looking at the Jquery Mobile site, I'm just going to load this up on my other page here. so that I can actually reference it without constantly bombarding you guys with it. We'll just do it one more time. Sorry about that. Let's go over here. I don't know why my voice is like this. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my brother, not my real brother, but my brother from another mother, Pixel Recall. I don't know. But Pixel Recall is the guy who provides me with my tunes. This is my development tunes that I've been listening to, my streaming tunes, I guess. I mean, it lets me stream with them, and it's original album. You can get out. The links should be on the stream there, but it's pixelrecall.bandcamp.com. Just all original stuff that kind of throws you back to the old 16-bit era of RPGs and video games and stuff. So it's gonna be listening to this on VLC. Anyway, now we've got this. Let's bring up code, which is way sexier than a web page that you can go to yourself. Like I say, it's we went to demos.jquerymobile.com. We're using version 1.5, and yeah, that's where we're gonna go. So launch success. I'm just gonna see if this thing loaded at all. Oh, look at this! Check it, yo! Same code base on the Android. That's awesome. So good. So that works too. So cool. Okay, so let's keep going here. So first things we got to do is I have Bower installed. I wonder if I can just cheat and just do Bower install. Is Jquery Mobile available on Bower? I wonder. Let's just go to bower.io and we'll just take a look at this. Search packages. All right. Jquery Mobile. No. Done looking that up. I'm just gonna go and we're gonna download this because that's how I roll. We're gonna go to. Let's try that again. Jquery Mobile. Okay, and then we do download. Look at that. Look at me go. I am just. MIH. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Jquery CDN provided by Mac CDN. All right, let's just use a CDN because we're on the internet. At least I hope we are because I am trying to broadcast this. Okay, so we're gonna go with the JavaScript. Here, let's see, Mac CDN. So we're gonna use a content distribution network for those of you that are tuning on a CDN. So that way we can ideally get something that's cached. So let me see. I can't seem to. Oh, here we go. Minified and gzipped. Let's do that. Oh, no, I don't want to download it. I just want the link. Just want the link. Okay. Now this is not what we are going to download it another time. For the sake of time, though, I'm going to just use a CDN. Now, why would I not want to use a? Why would I not want to use the CDN? Because we are writing HTML JavaScript, and with that, we need to consider a couple things there, right? We're writing HTML JavaScript. You generally want to use a CDN if it's available. That way, you have a good chance of actually. Where am I going with that? Of actually having someone having it cached on their computer already, because other sites have already used it, so their browsers likely cached it. So you're going to get a faster loading time, and the web runs a little bit faster, a little bit better. Everyone wins. But because we're doing a Cordova application, we want it natively installed. We want a natively installed version because we want to. Well, first of all, you probably want to do it when you're doing a web browser version too, because you want it to fall back if the CDN goes down. But mainly, if I'm running an Android native app and it's trying to connect to get it's trying to use JavaScript, it has to download this whole library. And if it's not on the internet, you can't rely on a native app or a phone being on web connected all the time. And even then, it's flaky, right? So that's kind of why we're gonna have to download it. Now I'll fix that up myself later. Probably in the next session, I'll end up doing this a little bit. I'll have a bit more of a cleaned up app, and hopefully I'll have it in source control too, because it's totally off the cusp. You know, it's crazy what we're doing, man. Okay, so we got this. Event listening, event received. I don't know what that means. That's a Cordova thing. Div ID class ready link. I'm just gonna do this, and we're gonna see what happens. That's exciting. is this? Let's just check the CSS out here for a sec. What is app doing? App. Okay, that I don't care about you. App background URL, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is really just setting. There's really just nothing here. Okay, so you know, we're gonna actually go, we're gonna clean this right out. We're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna get rid of the div. Oh, look at that, getting rid of divs. We're using HTML5. Divs are so last decade, man. So let's do a section. And it's gonna be ID, I don't know, let's just call it the list page. Like so. Now, looking at my data, what is it? Data. Now, to do Jquery Mobile, you need to set up. You need to put some data attributes. So if I go to here, let's just bring up my thing. Go to this. We're gonna go to pages. Okay, yeah, viewport metatag. Do I have that? So I'm just reading the we're looking at the pages demo at the demos.jquerymobile.com site. And inside the pages, yeah, data role, that was the thing. Data role. Data role is equal to page. And it's a section. Okay. So this is gonna be the list page. And then down here, we're going to do another section. And that section is going to be, we're going to give it an ID of details page. There's someone screaming somewhere on the internet right now because I'm not using camel case or some specific thing. I don't know. I stopped using camel case and that's probably bad. I just think it looks a bit cleaner. I don't know. But that's, it's not good probably. So let's see the list page, and then we go to the view page. Now for navigation, it apparently does a lot of magic, and it actually uses an Ajax. Ajax behind the scenes. Sorry for that. I'm gonna have a quick drink of water here. Second. Oh, that's way better. Okay, sorry. It actually any links that the user clicks. That way, it keeps it within the application. That's how Jquery Mobile works, not how Cordova works. So we're gonna see how this works. This is how it's supposed to work. So let's do. We're gonna do. Is going to be. Well, I don't even know how this is supposed to work. I guess it's supposed to something, but it's gonna go to. Let's go with game page. We'll call this game. Let's just change the IDs, and then game list because it's a games page. So the list of games. The game. No, we'll go to game you picked. All right. So if I go here, we're gonna try this. I'm just gonna take a blah blah navigation. Page title. Okay, interesting. Multi-page structure. This is where I wanted to go. Okay. So ID foo, and then what does it do here? Oh, it's a hashtag. So if I do this, hashtag game, and then we just make it go to game page. Like so. I have some more steps that I want to follow after this, just to be clear. Go to the game page. Go to the list page. Save it. Sweet. Okay. So, real simple thing. We got this. Let's actually add some of this other cool stuff that I'm seeing in this demo. Header, and it says like div data role header, data role footer, and there's a main. So let's just actually add stuff. So we probably will. Some of these are actually. Some of these are actually optional, like the header. Also very much not necessary, but I like having this. I don't know. That sounds creepy. like that I said that. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay, the list of good. And then we'll do this. And then I'm going to do another article. Data role. This one's the more interesting one. So do role is equal to main. And we want to do class is equal to content. They've got there now. I did read the introduction section before we start. We need the UI content. So we're going to do that. We're going to put our link in there and maybe a paragraph of text. Better have something really cool on there. Let's see. Control Z. There we go. There we go. And then we do p tag, and we're just going to go script unscripted. And let's see what article data role is equal to footer. Go. And we're gonna do small text. Let's %. Where's my keyboard? %. And I got a microphone in my face in case you didn't see. Copy 20. David West, because that makes sense. Let's do MIT. MIT license. That's good. Okay. I'm gonna steal most of this page, or I'm gonna steal the contents of this page because I'm a class thing. I'm a person. Why would you redo things when you don't have to? So we're gonna do a game page, but we are gonna try something a bit different. We're gonna remove the footer just for the sake of it. Move this to game page. We're just gonna see what this looks like. Game page. Actually yet to run something like this. Okay, so we've changed this. At working. And in the meantime, let's build this. So let's run it on. Let's try Windows Phone. We'll go mobile first, because then we'll get onto the desktop plan for that. So let's do this. What am I doing? Cordova. I want to see Cortana. I have a Windows Phone, so I only want to say Cordova. Build WP8. Enter. Load. That was all embarrassing accent. I am so sorry to the whole internet. Cool. Cool. Filter rate. Okay, where are we at? 8:30. Okay. Okay, well, hopefully you guys are getting a good stream. Like I said, I'm trying to work. YouTube seems to have high quality standards. I do the best that I can with what I got, to be fair. But we'll see here. So we're just gonna go. Okay, you built it. Sweet. Now we are gonna go to here. My apologies, people. There we go. We're gonna do Windows. We're gonna Cordova build window or emulate WP8. See how long this takes. Otherwise, we'll just run it on one that we've already done. So see if this works. I'm really not sure if this is gonna work. I'm generally used to doing presentations in a format that is structured, way more rehearsed, and the whole point of this was to see if I can get faster, create more content faster by doing less. But then I wanted to make that valuable, and I thought people could kind of follow along. That's kind of the point of this, and it allows that what I kind of do. My other goal for 2015 is to really make something a little bit more personal for myself, and that's why after tonight we are I'm gonna bump over to Twitch. I started doing my Twitch stream again where I'm playing video games. It has nothing to do with code. I will talk about technology to my heart's content with you if you are so inclined. but I will. It is not about coding and stuff like that. I don't know what it is yet. It's just me. I'm playing a Super Nintendo game because that's awesome. Super Nintendos are great. All right, so let's see here. Okay. Like I said, if you got any questions, feel. Oh, let's see what's going on there. Okay. Interesting. So that was the splash page. I didn't even think of that. We have to customize our splash page. So go to page. Okay, so I did it twice. Okay, so this is actually showing both of them. Interesting. Interesting. So this Jquery Mobile, I must have not initialized something, because it's clearly not running. I wonder if it's because I'm doing this. Let's download it and let's see if that does anything. Because maybe, you know what? I'm running it off a phone, and I'm wondering if that's a thing. So we're gonna do download builder. No, I'm gonna do download. Oh no, I just download the whole thing. Who cares, man? Let's see here. Let's see what's in my JS folder. I got index. Okay, so JS, we're gonna do index. We're gonna add. You know, and I'm also wondering if, because the examples all put this up here. I don't like putting things up here, but maybe we will, just for the sake of putting things up here. Back up in the old. Oh, and we also need to include jQuery. Duh. Duh. Right? Okay, let's do that again. Where is my... There we go. So I don't even know what the latest version of jQuery is. No, not jQuery Mobile. Let's go to jQuery. jQuery. I always like the idea that, you know, the idea when someone's like, okay, you know what? I need to do a job interview. We need to do code and pen and paper. Tell me what the latest version of jQuery is. And then you just kind of go like, okay, go to jQuery.com, look, and you're done. Questions. Okay, here we go. Download the compressed. That's fine. I want just the link. We're gonna try this again with the just the CDN, and I'm gonna, while that's actually running, I'm gonna download a new copy of it. So let's do that. Script. What am I thinking here? Type is equal to text. JavaScript, and we're gonna do source is equal to that. And you know what else I need to do? I need to close this like that. Same goes for this one. I've had so many weirdo problems with that, and I'm not sure why. I'm sure there's a great reason, and I'm sure I should know why I have to do a closing tag, not just a self-closing tag, but I don't. So there. So let's try this again. We saved it. We are going to stop this. We are going to go... Oh, I need to go back to... you, and we're gonna do build the Windows Phone 8 one again. Seems to run pretty quick, kind of like that. So we're gonna do from there. We're gonna emulate. No, we're gonna emulate. Give it a whirl. Okay. So well, it's the emulator's running. I guess it's doing a deploying package to emulator. Okay, cool. There's our funky splash page. Okay, that actually did a lot better. Go to the game page. Oh, that was wicked. It did a thing. It even loaded it up. Script under, go to the game page. If I go back. That was cool. So let's actually go. Script unscripted. Load it up. The list of games. So we're here. Click on that. Loading. Okay, so it brings me right back to the list of games page. And I'm not sure why. What have I done wrong? Well, first of all, we want to go back to the game page. This is supposed to go to game list. Right. And you know what we'll do? We'll just let's stop experimenting with weirdness. We'll focus in on this part here. And we'll change the header though so that we have a nice pretty header on our page. So one of the reasons I was picking Jquery Mobile was of its simplicity. It just seemed really simple. I've recently done an Ember application, and it had a really steep learning curve, and I didn't mind it. I was actually still looking at using it. The thing is, I always lean towards the simpler things, mainly because of time constraints. I'm sure Ember actually is a way more powerful framework, but I think for most of the apps that I'm building, Jquery Mobile could actually do the trick. So it's one of those things where what's the best choice? Okay, so there we go. Let's save this again. Let's bring up this. We're gonna do. What was I thinking about? I need to do a Cordova build WP8. Thinking, okay, cool. And then we want you to emulate it as well again. Awesome. Like I said, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to tweet me. Feel free to shoot me a line in chat, whatever. Also, I end up posting these live afterwards, so you can always watch it again afterwards. And at the rate I'm going, I'm gonna not get as much done as nearly as I wanted. I guess I'm less productive than I thought I would be, but that's okay. We're still gonna do some cool stuff here. So go to the game page. Click. Okay, so that didn't work, and I forgot to download the whole thing that I was going to download. So let's do that. Let's download the latest production copy while we're here. So download, save as. Let's find out where we are here. If you're just wondering what I'm doing off screen, off camera here, or off desktop, I'm just saving the. Local copies of jQuery, just for the sake of having it, because maybe that's one of the challenges we're having right now, is that I'm trying to load it from a CDN, which may or may not work. I'm not sure. So we're going to create a new folder in here. We're going to call it lib, and we're going to do that and save it. Okay, so script is actually now going to be js/lib. There we go. That is the one. Yeah, that's don't run the JavaScript. Like, why would you run the JavaScript? Why would you run that? Crazy. Minified gzip. We're gonna save that one as well. Save as, and then we're gonna do the same thing. Okay, js/lib, and there we go, save. Okay, and we're gonna change the title, because why would we have this? We're gonna have it script unscripted, just for now. Eventually, this will turn into something different, but the title will anyway. We'll formalize it a little bit, clean it up a little bit. Okay, cool. So now we have this going, and all right, okay. That's all we really need to do, it looks like. I think I'll download the CSS while we're here, just because it's another thing that we need to do. See, save as. We're going to go back up. There's a CSS folder. Again, new thing is lib. Save. Sweet. And our CSS is going to be css/lib lib/jQuery Mobile. There we go. Okay, awesome. Awesome to the max extreme. Okay, cool. So let's, I'm very positive. Okay, cool. Positive. Yay. Let's go to this, and we're going to do Cordova build WP8. Okay, and we're going to do, again, Cordova emulate it. Emulation. So it shouldn't actually install a whole new application. No, it'll actually, it should overwrite script unscripted as an app. I'm just not thinking that through. That looks a little bit more pro, at least. I click it. It doesn't do anything, though. The list of... So this has that. I can drag this around, but I can't do anything. Let's see what I'm missing here. Data roll page. Basic single template, multi-page template. ID foo. Okay. We have page ID bar. Okay, I'm going to take a look at the Cordova documentation, because this should hypothetically work. Let's, here, just to see if we got the Jquery Mobile stuff right, let's do Cordova build browser. Okay, and then we're going to do Cordova emulate browser. Let's see where it ends up living. It's trying to load up Chrome, and it gives me some weird things. I'm not sure why it's giving me some weirdness, but drag this thing over if I can get it to load. There we go. Stability, okay. So I bring this up in IE. It's always my test. I bring it up in multiple things just because that's who I am. It's who I am. Here we go. We'll go to Zoom It. The Zoom It page doesn't need to be open. Okay. Go to that. It doesn't want to load it. Okay, so I'm missing something. I thought this was supposed to be a Cordova application. Now I'm doing a Jquery Mobile thing. I didn't think... this is the thing. I don't know what to expect when I'm doing this. So, okay, since we're using the hash tag, all ADX, but it's not currently possible to deep link into an anchor. So we'll look for a page with an ID. Okay, alright. The ID attribute of all your elements must not only be unique to a given page, but also unique across the pages in a site. Because Jquery Mobile's page. Okay, single page navigation. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Cordova site. We're going to bring up something prettier. You know what? Let's just actually... I'm just going to bring this down because it's so bright and silly. And if not, we're just going to move on to the next thing, because I can still do a single page. I can actually start with the second piece, which is actually media queries. I wanted to kind of fiddle around with that, and because we have a desktop application, and we're going to have a mobile application, like a phone application, so we need to kind of handle styling for a full-size screen. Even if you're using something like Jquery Mobile, you need to have pieces built into that. So we're going to go open this up, and we're going to go to Cordova Api Documentation. You see, it does mention Jquery Mobile. I'm missing something in my Jquery Mobile. I don't know what it is, though. What am I missing? Introduction. And dialogues. Data roll page, data roll page. Oh. Cut and paste error. Kind of embarrassing. Let's try that again. At least I hope it's this. Because so what I noticed there was, so I'm looking at my ID. So I have an ID game list for page 1. We can do this. I'm writing it like an HTML page. You should write some comments in here, maybe. There, D-dubs. Let's see. Game list page. And then down here, write another comment saying this is the game page. like so. So you can see here what I changed. If I actually Control Z it, oh no, it's too late now. But this actually was still game list. It was the same ID. So when I clicked on it, it would bring me back to the same page, which is expected behavior. So let's try this again. We're going to save it because I was getting that weird flicker before. So I must have had it right before. It was doing a load, giving me the loading page. It was loading up the exact same thing. All right, round 46. Just kidding. I don't know. This is like round probably 5. Cordova build let's just try emulate. Let's do build WP8. There we go. And then we do Cordova emulate emulate WP8. Okay. Absolutely fascinating, isn't it? Watching me and my hard code, my hard code ability. There we go. Thinking about this. Okay, loaded it up. The game page. There we go. Unscripted. Then we go to the game page. That actually makes sense. If we click back, see the back button still works. That is epic. I dig that. I dig that a lot. Okay. So now we got that working. Let's worry about emulating or putting this up onto a desktop. Now, my notes, actually, I did a lot of work on that, and I did some calculations just so I would have it right. And then, of course, I left my notes in my briefcase, which is far away. So I'm not going to go get that because I want to get this done in the next little bit. We're going to go to index.css. There's a lot of stuff in here. Background images, all this. Did I remove this page already? Did I do that? Let's find out, shall we? Where's my link? There we go. So we're going to write a whole new index.css. Bye-bye. Like that. Now what we're going to do is what I want to do is just get some basic media queries working. And then I'll probably end up tinkering around with this after off camera, but I mean, this is just going to kind of get us going. I'll walk through a little bit about what I'm looking at. We'll probably play around with some of the widgets and stuff from Jquery Mobile, because that's really where a lot of cool stuff is. So let's see. We're going to do at media, and I want to do min width is I think it was 45 EM. Actually, I learned about all these calculations today, which I found. I got all distracted at my lunch today on some of this. This is what I do at my lunch. I end up spending a bunch of time looking up code. So we got calculator. Here you go. You came to YouTube to watch calculator. That's what you did. So we want 768. Pardon me here. 768. Divided by 16. So we want 45 EM. I'm doing relative because they recommend it. I'm really following the book here. That's all I'm really doing is just following the book on media queries that they provide for Jquery. Okay, apparently I want parentheses. That they provide in the the documentation for Jquery Mobile. So let's just do background color. Let's do a blue. And then down here, we're going to do at media max width 4080, and we're going to just do two sizes, and maybe I got these confused. Okay, we're going to do background color. Background color. Let's do red. Like so. And then we're going to go back to index.html and include our lovely new spreadsheet. Style sheet. Type is equal to text CSS. And then there we go. Href is equal to CSS / index.css for the win. The crowd goes wild. Okay, awesome. Let's give this a shot now. Again, we'll just, we gotta do a couple things. One of the things I'd like to do on stream is actually focus in on the build steps that actually happen for this, because I'm a big fan of having an automated build for any project, as I'm sure you can understand. So for those of you that are not familiar with building, it's the idea of using setting up commands that execute in sequence, so that when you just say, ready for something, or I guess it would be like, for me, it would be grunt, command name, and then that will execute a whole script of actions, like compressing, deploying, whatever I want. For me, I want it to actually run the Cordova stuff, build it up, and then run it, like just a couple simple things, but something I'd like to do. Anyway, so we do Cordova, and we are going to do build window, or we're going to do build browser, because the browser is the easiest one we can switch. And then we're going to try it with we're going to try it again with the Windows 8 application. So Windows build or emulate browser. Yep. Let's see here. Do we got any? I haven't been checking there, but that's okay. Very cool. Oop, what do we got here? Lower bitrate. I am using the bitrate that I like to use, though. Everyone, like, Twitch is okay with this bitrate. You don't like it. Okay, go to game page. So this works. Oh, I forgot to fix that. But I don't have any background color at all. Why is that? Because my media query is stupid. That's why. I made the crummiest thing ever. We actually need to apply this to. We need to apply this to a class. So let's do index.css. What do we have here? Index. What do I have here? UI content. We'll set the UI content. So we're gonna take that. UI content. There we go. There we are. Let's see. X. Oh, come on. I'm gonna get better with these keyboard shortcuts in time. I just like playing around with new toys too much. .UI content. It's one of the things I've always appreciated about people that use VI or Vim, whatever you want to call it, or Vi. Last time someone told me that every time I say it, someone tells me I say it wrong. But anyway, yeah, I want to learn how to do that a little bit better. I actually started going down that line because it's the ultimate thing, using it from the command line, right? It actually would work. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Yes, and then we're gonna do build it again, and then we do emulate browser again. Yep, I keep on getting this error message that says fail to create data directory, Chrome dev session. I'm not sure what that is. Weird. Alright, so it's red, blue. Oh, sweet. Definitely is. That is ugly as sin, don't get me wrong. But you can see my point here, right? Like, different size. We can do stuff with this. I mean, Jquery Mobile has a whole series of controls that are responsive, grids, list views, things like that. So it's going to kind of play around with some of that stuff. Okay. So let's keep going with this a little bit. So I'm getting closer on time. I don't want to spend more than about an hour. I mean, I could code all night, but I really do want to take a chance and break and play some games. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to try this now again from, I want to try it from Windows Phone 8, or Windows 8. So, build Windows 8, or Windows. See what that is. See what that does, yo. Okay. Alright, and now we're going to do Cordova. Emulate Windows. Go. Go bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. I always think the PowerShell thing. I always feel really productive. I don't know, or I feel really smart. Maybe is the word. I feel really good about people using, or when I get this nice little dialogue up here, it always makes me feel like, oh yeah, I'm elite. I'm a elite hacker or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure why, but I do. Let's close that down. Yeah, you can shut it down. Shut it down. But after this, I'm probably actually going to call it quits for the night. This is going way shorter than I didn't get as nearly as much done as I wanted. I had about a 5-step process. I thought it would go a lot faster. But I guess I am learning. I'm learning as well. This is an experimental YouTube series, so maybe I should go longer. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's just an hour-long session to get kind of just a small chunk of work done. I might do a little bit more off screen and then do a little bit more scripted and then unscripted, kind of playing with the format. What you can expect from me in the next little while. What is going on? Why is this not doing it? Why is this not doing a thing? I don't want that. Oh, there we go. So it is doing a thing. What it's actually, sorry. So one thing you can expect, I actually almost have it finished. One of the things I'm trying to get into the practice too. Oh, okay. I have to do it from here. That's right. I don't know why, but it, we'll do Cordova emulate Windows 8. Have to be running it. That's why I have the two terminal windows open. But anyway, one thing you can expect is actually a short version of this. I actually have the first one written in Script Unscripted Minified Edition, where I kind of take everything I do. Oh, here we go. We'll drag over my app. If it's activate application, it's installed. It's running, but I can't seem to get it to come up. I'm not sure what it doesn't like. It doesn't like something because I closed something else. I closed all my browser windows, I think. Try this again. We're going to close the window. Okay, I closed that. Let's try this again. Anyway, as I was saying, one thing you can expect to get out of this, as I'm hoping to get into the practice of actually taking these content sessions and actually compressing them down into little short blips of like accomplishments, but really kind of focusing on what we did and how we did it. Just real short, like we're talking like 1 or 2 minutes. That way, if you ever wanted to tune in, you can always just catch up. And it also kind of gives a nice little quick tip, essentially, because it takes me an hour or two to kind of just play with technology to get something out of it. Okay, so I'm going to bring up my start menu. I should have an app here. Ornament, no, script unscripted. So you can see it running down here. There, you saw it there. I don't know why it's not running though. It's very strange. I must be doing something wrong with Cordova. I don't know what I've done wrong though. No, I don't want to. Whoa, I don't want to close that. Because it was working before. But did I ever get it to actually work? No, I got to work on natively on the different app platforms. So I'm wondering what I did wrong. I'm interested in that. Let's just take a quick look here. Platform guides. Windows platform guide. Okay, VMware Fusion install. Yeah, I don't care about any of this stuff. Configure target Windows version. Deploy the app, yes. Deploy the Windows Phone package, deploy the Windows package. Go to run Windows. Go to run Windows, okay. I am not 100% sure what's going on there. Well, I'll have to debug that. That's a new thing I'll have to figure out because we have it working over here. You know, let's just fix this, and we'll try doing it one last time. Index, and we're gonna go to the game list page, go back. And we're gonna go back to game list. Okay, and now we do a Cordova run Windows. Let's just say Windows 8. Do a thing, let it think. Uninstall the previous one. Good. Starting application. And I'm running it from there, so let's try that again. Cordova run Windows 8. No, not Windows 9, Windows 8. Deployment, good. Starting application, and no, it just kind of explodes. Something, it doesn't like something, and I'm not sure what it is. I'll have to look into that. So that's interesting. So let's recap here a little bit. So if I grab my little notes section here. So what did we manage to accomplish? So we did a recap that took a little bit too long, but that's okay. I'll get better at that. And then, like I said, coming soon, I'll have a little 2-minute video that I'll actually probably link you to, that you can actually just check out and just figure out on your own time. So you can do that. So we did a recap, and then from there we got Jquery Mobile working. Alongside that, we got multi-page navigation. And that was actually pretty straightforward stuff. I was actually really impressed with that. Unfortunately, my coding skills I'm just not seeing it. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I'm talking. Maybe I'll have to get used to this a little bit more. Either way, I think it for what we wanted it for the simplicity that I was looking for, and with it because it's so much more simple. Next up after that, we did some media queries, and we got those working so we can handle desktop, and so we can handle mobile UIs. And last but not least, we found a Windows bug or something. We're gonna figure that out. I'm gonna take a look at that off camera, and I'll come back to that with Script Unscripted next time, hopefully with some debugging tips or something like that, because clearly we're gonna need to debug these things, and this is our first real bug, and we're not even doing a lot yet, so it's kind of neat. So yeah, next week, again, we're going to kind of take forward with this. I'll post the link up probably on Wednesday. But the big plan for next week will be to continue where we're going with this. So maybe we're going to do the responsive web design with widgets. Another thing I'm looking at is doing the offline access because I want to kind of get some data in here. So I might start working with the data. And of course, there's also debugging, because we're going to need to debug this thing, and I have no idea how this works on being on a command line interface. You don't have a native developer tool or something like that, so I'll take a look and see if there's a way of doing that. And with that, I'm going to call it. So if you're joining me and you hung out and you stayed silent, I appreciate you joining me for any time that you did. That was super cool. If you're watching this afterwards, that's also really cool. I appreciate you watching. Please send me feedback. You can see at the bottom of the screen here at David West to get a hold of me. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. You can also check out my blog at let's go to davidwest.com, shameless self-promotion. There I blog about all kinds of HTML and video game related things. My two spectrums are video games, and then we got over here, we got code. So these are the kind of things I like to talk about. Sometimes they bleed in the middle. I have a budding YouTube presence on YouTube, David West /YouTube. Or David West /YouTube, youtube.com/DavidWest. And we'll be back next week, next Thursday at 8 p.m. Central. So again, we'll do another hour of something, likely again offline access or some RWD. I'll have things a little bit more cleaned up. Again, I'll do some off-camera stuff. So feel free to tweet me and let me know what you think. Like I said, I always appreciate feedback. That's always good. So always send me feedback. I always like that kind of stuff. And like I say, how I can make this a little bit better, what could go, what's good, what's bad, anything like that. So please leave your comments below, or just shoot me a tweet. But definitely, if you like this video, definitely appreciate you giving me a like. If you didn't like the video, I still appreciate you giving me a like or a subscribe, because you want to know more about what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm trying to get some more videos going, not just live streams, but also I have my series Get to the Point, and then you'll have Script Unscripted Minified Edition. So last but not least, we wanted to thank Pixel Recall for providing me the background music to stream tonight. And I'm going to not continue playing it, unfortunately, when I'm watching Twitch, but I have a little bit in the background because I'm playing Jquery. So if you want to come over in about 30 minutes, I'm going to grab a beer and I'm going to head down. I'm going to head back down, set up the Super Nintendo and the streaming setup. So within about 30 minutes, I'll be live with some Jquery, a beer, and some tunes. So again, thank you to Pixel Recall, and thank you to you for tuning in. Thank you to you for tuning in. And ultimately, thanks for playing. Have a good night.